Welcome to my class. This is Amy Lemon. This is my Schoology Learning Management System um, requirement. This is for my EDT 6020 class. So this is a class for a senior math class. It's called Finance Math. So here's my welcome. And in the welcome it just says welcome, a senior level class, and there'll be algebra and everyday living math. So as we scroll down, there is a Meet Miss Lemon page. So when we click on that, it gives a little bit of information about myself, what I like to do if they needed to contact me, and then also a picture of myself. So if there was ever any time they wanted to, get some more information from me, that's there. And then in our Get Started folder, and they can drop down to be there. So in our Get Started folder is the introductory activities. There are two different activities that the students can do as they just learn how to use Schoology. So How to Be Me is a discussion board. I did one as an example for the students so they can actually check this out and see what I expect of them in this How to Be Me activity. So that's just a discussion board the students can learn how to do. And then there's another one that's a Getting to Know You video, and then the Getting to Know You video is actually an assignment. It's not a discussion board, so they can also learn how to use the recorder to make a video through Schoology and then submit an assignment using Schoology. And then back to the main page, a little bit more information. The parking lot, and in the parking lot the students can use this to really talk about anything they need to ask questions, as if maybe an assignment's due and they're not sure if a test coming up. They can talk to each other through the parking lot, and it's kind of like the non-discussion board graded section. So this is just for them to talk to each other. And then this folder has some class information. So as the drop down, it has all of these things in here. So as we click on this folder, there is a syllabus. So the students can click on this. Now this is a modified syllabus just for this little bit of Schoology requirement I had to do, but obviously it would get a little bit longer as the lessons and the units we went through. And then some classroom policies that the students need to know. Technology recommendations from the district. This is something that I found off of the Colonial School District's website, so I thought it was kind of cool to put it on here about technology, where they can get some help if they need reduced internet, if they need laptops, tablets, places to buy them. So I thought that was kind of neat information to put on a Schoology thing. The Netiquette, which is very important, and this is something that I would go over and over and over with my students, but the do's and don'ts, the important things that they should be doing, and then the important things that they shouldn't be doing in this class. And the last thing is they need help section. Submitting an assignment. So this is just a screencast of how to submit an assignment that the students can look at to, this one I think is using Google Drive. And then there's the three other ways. If they have questions, they're more than welcome to add them there. Then back to the home page. And then in my resources folder, I have, other than the required PB Works for Wilmington University, I actually started my own website on there. I had a student who was doing a lot of homeschooling and was able to use my website to get information. Desmo's calculator, that's an awesome calculator on the computer. Instead of using, letting my kids take calculators home, if they have internet access, they can use that. And then if they needed more help, they can find information. And then just some libraries that the students are able to go to and see the resources. Newcastle Library, the Newark, the Bear, and the Ellesmere. I thought that, those were pretty relevant to the students that I teach. And as I've gone through everything else, here is the important stuff. This is Chapter 6, the start of my finance math class. They start in Chapter 6. So the first thing you're going to see here is that I have two that are weighted, and those two are live or available courses or sections. And then these two I'm still working on, since this is something that I'm actually going to build for my real class. I continue to start to build. So they're hidden right now, but I'm going to continue to add to this, which so I can use it with all of my students. Now if you click this little arrow, this is all of the good stuff that my students will be doing in each thing. I will quickly go through all of it so I give you a little bit of an overview. So within this chapter 6, there's different topics, and this one's on algebraic expressions and formulas. And this is an outline of what the students will be working on. So we start with our KWL, and that is like a pre-quiz, a pre-test, and for me it's just kind of what do you know and what do you want to know. The pre-tests, I hate to give things for some of my students because they really struggle. If they don't know it, they're not going to do it, and they're going to get frustrated. So I felt like saying, hey, what do you know? Hey, what don't you know? Or what do you want to maybe know? Might help, even if it's what is algebraic expressions, at least they're thinking about it. And then Quizlet is vocabulary lessons, and this for them is they have to submit an assignment. So they're taking a screencast, so they're going to go through and check out evaluating expressions is finding the value of expressions for a given value of a variable. They're going to go through this, check out some vocabulary, and then they're going to take a quiz, which is pretty cool on here. Study modes, they're going to take a test. They go through this, they fill in their answers. If they get an 80%, they screenshot it and submit it. If they don't, they retake it until they do. And then they're required to make a submission here before they go on to the next thing, the student progress. So I have made it a requirement for the whole entire thing for them to have to do them. Now this is going to be a discussion board for them, so it's actually a lesson for them to go through. It's only 1 minute and 19 seconds, so it's really fast, of algebraic expressions. They're going to watch the video and then comment something that they learned and then a question that they need to ask, and then they're going to respond to each other through the discussion board. And this is actually a type of screencast that I use to be able to give them the information. Next is the assignments, and then they have 4 different assignments that they have to do. Let's see, this algebraic expressions is they're going to go to do a Google Doc and then submit it, so that's kind of cool. They're going to also make a submission, copy and paste these, and then answer. And then one more thing, they're going to make a submission. So those 3 things are all assignments that are going to be individually graded and that the students aren't going to see each other's work. And then for their collaboration is a Padlet, and it's not loading, but it is there, it is. And then the collaboration is how can you use algebraic expressions and formulas in real life? And then they can build on each other's responses. So it's pretty cool. They can add it and say real life with formulas, and they can keep adding things to there, and they can until and if they find something, oh yeah, I really like that, I really don't like that, I'm going to delete it so it doesn't stay on here. But that is something that they can collaborate with each other. That's not a discussion board, that I thought was pretty cool. And then the post test, this is 8 questions on algebraic expressions and formulas that they're going to go through. They're going to take it. There's some multiple choice and some short answers depending on which is they get through. And then as we moved on, all right, so but we're going to go back to that, the algebraic expressions and formulas. So that's their post test. So as you can see here, must make a submission, must make a submission, must post a comment, must reply, and must make a submission. That is the student progress. And for mine, they have to go in order. So they have to do the KWL before they do the Quizlet, before they do the discussion. The assignments, they just have to complete them. They can pick and choose which ones they want to do first. And then for the post test, they have to make a submission all before they go on to the second, I apologize, the second part of chapter 6, which is linear equations in one variable and proportions. And I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but it is set up exactly the same. They have a KWL. What do you know? What do you want to know? A Quizlet. They have to go through, learn the vocab, make a submission of 80%. Then there's a discussion board. For this one, they have 2 because it's on linear equations and ratios. So there's a little video in here I'll show you. A short video. Well, this one's not so short, 6 minutes, but they can watch that, a video on solving a linear equation. And they're going to post something they learned and a question that they have. And then there's one on ratios and proportions, and this one's only almost 3 minutes, so that was a little bit better. And again, they're going to watch the video, post something they learned and a question that they have before they move on. And then they have a few assignments. The assignments they can complete in any order, something on algebraic expressions, something on proportions, and then also a Padlet in this one as well, and then a post-test. So they have to go through, again, this is a student progression. I really liked it. It's something that I think is important, that they start with a KWL and then do a post-test at the end. They can't go through the discussions and then do a KWL because they've learned something and it's not helping me help them. And then I will show you my hidden ones just so you can see them. But my hidden ones, see, these are also hidden as well. I just have a KWL and I just have a discussion. So I'm trying to build them exactly the same way that I've built my other two lessons, to be able to build chapters 7, 8, and 9 for finance math for my students. So I can't wait to show this to my high school students. It's my senior class, and have them actually working through this next year. Thank you.